Let's check and make sure we're live. Let's see. All right. Let's see here. Let's check and make sure we are live. Looks like we're live on the YouTubes. Yes, we are. Let's see if we're live. All right, beautiful. We're live on the YouTubes. Audio's working. Beautiful. All right. Okay. All right, let me fix this little glitch over here. Boom. All right, there we go. All right, perfect. Beautiful. All right, that's ready to go. Let's make sure it shows up properly. Beautiful. All right. Let's see if we're live on the X. Are we live on the X? All right. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Audio works good. Twitch. Let's see if we're live on the Twitch. We're live on the Twitch. It's propagating. There we go. Beautiful. All right. We are live on the Twitch. Good. All right. Let's get the announcements out. Ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing today? Good morning. Happy Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen. Happy Thursday. Yes, sir. All right. All right. There we go. All right, let's get the announcements out. Boom. Announcements. Let's see here. All right. Let's get this over here. Crip asks for what's up with AREB. All right, we will get right into AREB as soon as possible. Crip, 1 second. 1 second. Let's see. One second. There we go. But yes, we'll take a look at AREB. AREB, let's take a look at it. All right, AREB looks like it's currently fallen below the VWAPA, as of now. Not looking too schmexy at this point in time. Let's take a look and see about the float. Float is 7.6 million. Volume is 56 million. So it does have the volume. Does it have any news? American Rebel announces reverse split and capital restructuring. They filed a Form 8. All right. So, I mean, they have some good news here, but as far as why the stock's moving down, that's a very good question. Ran in after hours? Ah. Yeah, if it ran in after hours and pre-market, then yeah, no, then it's just pulling back now because it was probably extended. It's probably overextending itself. That's probably why. At least that's my opinion there. That's my 2 cents on the matter. Yeah, if it was running after hours yesterday and pre-market today, yeah, nah, it's gonna pull back. It's extended. It was extended, so they pulled back. That tracks. That tracks. That tracks. That tracks. All right. All right. Let me just get everything all set up over here. Boom. Okay. Good. Beautiful. All right. Ish. Extended. Yes. HCTI moving. All right. Let me just put over here. AREB. Pullback. Extended. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. There we go. And there we go. All right. Let's get this intro started. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, a.k.a. the Rainmaker. And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Other times she likes to regular ski. Other times she gets shot out the cannon and she goes, wee! Other times she likes to go to RBs and watch videos of puppies and kitties. Other times she likes to go into Mickey D's. Sometimes she'll go into a Wendy's. Other times she'll go into Burger King. And other times she'll just go into the refrigerator and steal my lo mein. Other times she'll just go into the stock market. She'll find them ABCDs. She did call some wonderful stocks today, like IOTR, NITO, and SXTP. We call her DBL Moms. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, all right. What was that? What was that? I said DBL Moms. Come on. Well, it's horse. She's horse. Give him a round. Yeah. There you go. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. That's the stuff. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, all right, before we begin, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We were just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on. All right. So, let's take a look at some stonks real quick. We got HCTI, which ran up a nice 135%. 135% over here. Just now ran up 135%, but then formed a bit of a double top right over, right here at the 92-cent line over here. All right, bot right there. Around 92 cents, formed a bit of a resistance line right there, so it needs to break that resistance for it to be somewhat schmexy to me, but it did have some nice movement there. So, yesh. 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 All right. So, as far as I'm concerned right now, we got HCTI Nitro. Good morning, brother. Good morning. He says, HCTI, please. Good morning, doubles. Yes. We're currently doing HCTI right now, Nitro. But thank you for the comments, brother. Thank you. All right. So, as of now, HCTI is pulling back. However, it did have a bit of a move upward over here, ran up a nice 135%, and then pulled its way on back. We called the stock earlier in the morning prior to its 135% run. So it did have a nice run earlier in the day, which was probably a couple minutes ago, truthfully. So HCTI climbed up 135%. We called it in our private Discord prior to the run. All right. All right. So that's what we got going on. HCTI climbed up 135%, called it in a private Discord prior to the run. And yeah, that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. So HCTI climbed up 135%, called it before that run. Let's see what we got going on here. Marty, good morning. Good morning. He says, can you check SXTP, please? Sure. SXTP called SXTP early in the morning, ran up a nice 198%, currently up 150% now, but it did have a nice run earlier in the day. So it's got that going on. Has some news, currently up 151%. Has news at 60 Degrees Pharmaceutical shares are trading higher after the company announced a partnership with Runway Health to expand pre-departure access to Arakoda. So that's what it's got going on right there. So it was a bit choppy, a little bit choppy, but it did move up very nicely, up to 198%. So it was a very nice run over here. Let me get this graffiti pencil activated over here. Bop. All right. Had a shot upward over here. Made a bit of a downward move over here and formed a bit of an ABCD, and then kind of just made a bit of a pennant descending wedge over here. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Let's see here. Boom. And boom. All right. So as of now, SXTP needs to break this little descending wedge right over here and just needs to curl its way on up. Needs to break the descending wedge and curl. All right. That's what it needs to do right here. Had an ABCD pattern, moved up a nice 198%. Now needs to basically curl off that descending wedge right there. So SXTP ran up 198%. All right, let me see here. All right, there we go. Ran up a nice 198%. Called it on the private Discord prior to the run. All right. But let me put over here, SXTP needs to break the descending wedge and curl. All right, SXTP needs to do that, ladies and gentlemen. It needs to do that. That's what we got going on over there. PSQH. Let's see what we got over here. PSQH seems to be on a bit of an uptrend so far. A little bit of an uptrend over here. It looks like it's moving on some low volume because the float is 40 million. Volume is 12 million. So it is moving up on low volume. PSQH has an ABCD pattern on low volume. So we got that going on. PSQH, ABCD pattern on low volume there. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Let's take a look at some other stocks here. IOTR. Let's take a look at IOTR. All right, IOTR, we actually called that stock as well early in the morning prior to its 204% run. IOTR, we called this on our private Discord prior to that 204% run, 204. All right. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out that 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for $9.99. Be sure to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check it out. We called quite a few stonks this past day alone. We called IOTR, which ran up 204%, SXTP 198%, NITO, which ran up a nice 86%. NITO ran up 86%. There we go. We called AREB prior to that 77% run. AREB ran up 77%. All right. We called RAYA, which ran up a nice 70% as well. 70%. All right. There we go. We called FEDU, which ran up 56%. FEDU ran up 56%. 56%. Bot right there. All right. We called ROLR. Ran up 53%. That was 53%. Boom. Right there. All right. HCTI ran up 135%, and then OGEN, which ran up 48%, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, ladies and gentlemen, gets the cash. All right, let's see here. Legal, good morning. He says, hello, VRME, please. Yeah, VRME, let's take a look. VRME, let's take a look over here. Let's see what we got going on. VRME. All right, so VRME, a little bit choppy. Did have a couple of indecisive wicks on a doji candle at one point, so it does look like it has some leakage in terms of volume. So let's see about VRME over here. VRME does have a float of 10.7 million, which is a reasonable float. A little bit heavy, but nothing crazy. Volume is up is 305,000. So as of now, the volume is low. Float is a bit heavy. Nothing crazy with the float, but the volume is low. So as of now, it is below the VWAP. Doesn't look like it's overbought or oversold in the RSI. Let's see about any news. Let's see if it has any news. Does it have any news? It has news that Open World launches Saudi Arabia's first RWA tokenization center of excellence to advance Vision 2030 digital economy goals. So they got that going on right there. That is what they got going on. But as far as the stock is concerned, it is very low on volume. Needs volume for it to really move over here. It has to break this pennant right here and break above the VWAP as well. So VRME needs volume. VRME needs volume to break the pennant and the VWAP. Needs volume to do those two things for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. All right, so that's what we got for VRME. VRME, all right, needs more volume. SXTP had a nice 198% run. Again, has news that 60 Degrees Pharmaceutical shares are trading higher after the company announced a partnership with Runway Health to expand their pre-departure access to Arakoda. So they got that going on right there. That is what they got going on right there. BCJC says, morning, Captain. Or are those tickers?
It's Julian.
Yes, I know it's Julian. Hi, Julian. Good morning, brother. Is CAPT a stock, or is he just calling me Captain? I don't know. I'm kidding. I've been playing a lot of World of Warships today. So, you know. CAPT. Yeesh. Played a lot of World of Warships last night, so, you know, it'd be like that sometimes. I thought he said, morning, Captain. I'm like, morning! Okay. Now, CAPT, as of now, Captivision Inc., has a very, very low float, very, very choppy as of now. Not looking too schmexy at this point in time. Had some moments of being very far below the VWAP. Had some instances where it was just below the VWAP, very indecisive wicks. Moments where it shot up, shot back down. Not a lot in terms of volume. So CAPT, as of now, needs a lot of volume to really stay above that VWAP right there. So CAPT, choppy, needs volume to stay above the VWAP and break the choppy patterns. So we got that going on right there. That's what we got going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. IOTR. IOTR. Let's see how IOTR is doing. Has unconfirmed H1 earnings due in 12 days. Unconfirmed H1 earnings due in 12 days right there on February 3rd before the market opens. So they got that going on right there. That is what they got going on right there. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 400. 400, ladies and gentlemen. 400, 400, 400. All right. Let's see here. So let's get this movement upward over here. Has a bit of a pennant right over here. Needs to break above this VWAP for it to be somewhat schmexy to mia. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So IOTR needs to break above the VWAPA and the pennant for it to be so much mexy to me. IOTR did have a nice run, 204%. Needs volume to really curl off up and break that VWAP and also break that pennant right there for it to be so much mexy to me. Let's see about HCTI. Actually, yeah, HCTI. Let's take a look at HCTI. HCTI, again, had a nice movement upward. Had a nice move up 135% right here. Then hit a bit of a resistance point and went back down. Currently, right now, needs to break that descending wedge and needs to break the VWAPA right there. All right, as well as that resistance line. HCTI needs volume to break the descending wedge and the VWAP and resistance line. Has a resistance line right there at the 92-cent mark right there. 92-cent mark is where the resistance line is. Currently up 76%, but did have a nice run earlier in the day, earlier in the morning at about 135%, 135% right there. So that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So let's see what we got going on with other stonks here. What other stonks we got? What other stonks we got? All right. Let's take a look at NITO. NITO. All right. NITO needs to break this pennant right here, right off the bat. Needs to break the pennant and also needs to break this VWAP right over here. I can tell just by looking at it. NITO. Let's take a look at the float. Float is 1.7 million. Volume is 32.9 million. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. 32.9 million is a good volume for it. Float is reasonable. We'll see what we got going on over here. Does it have any news? It does have news that they announced MitoCare X Bio has shown preliminary in vitro data on platform. All right. Meaning that they've shown preliminary in vitro data demonstrating inhibition of pro-inflammatory responses in human immune cells using its proprietary discovery platform. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. NITO needs to break this pennant and then needs to break the VWAP as well for it to be so much mexy to mia. Let's see here. NITO. NITO. NITO needs to break the pennant and the VWAPA. And the VWAPA as of now for it to be so much mexy to mia. It needs to break both of those things, break above them for it to be so much mexy to mia. All right, let's see what else we got. GLSI. Let's see how that one's doing right now. GLSI on a bit of a downtrend as of late. A little bit of a downtrend over here. Had some movement, but then moved down a bit. So we got that going on right there. GLSI currently, as of now, needs to break above the pennant and above that downtrend. So GLSI needs to break the downtrend and the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. All right, let's see what else we got. What else we got over here? SXTP. Let's see how it's doing. SXTP trying to curl above that pennant right now. SXTP up 198%. That was the high of day. It's currently up 185. Can it be trying to test the high of day? Let's get some support and resistance lines right over here. Let's get some support and resistance lines. Bop right there. All right, let's take a look. Let's thicken these a bit more. Pause. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Yes, right here, boom. All right. And then we're going to make this a bit bigger right there, boom, right there. All right, so as of now, you got support at the 550 mark, resistance at 648. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. SXTP curling off the descending wedge, needs to break the high of day. SXTP curling off the descending wedge and trying to test the high of day. All right, let's see. INM asks for NITO, NITO. Let's take a look at NITO, NITO. We did have a nice 86% run. NITO, however, is currently below the VWAP and is still within the pennant. So it, again, needs to break that pennant, needs to break that VWAP. Currently, it is indifferent on the RSI, pretty indifferent on the RSI. So right now, it's up 26%, but did have a nice 86% run. So we got that going on right there. We can show some support and resistance lines for it right here. Boom, right there. As of now, bop, right there. It is currently has support at $1.90. Has to break through 218, then 238, 251, which is where the VWAP is, 257, 282, and then 321 for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. That is what we got going on right there. So NITO, again, still needs to break that pennant. NITO still needs to break the pennant. That is the first step for the stock. Needs to break that pennant, needs to break that VWAP, and then it needs to break those highs a day. All right. BC says, I didn't mean to put that CAPT. Sorry. Could you please look at PLRZ? Yes, definitely. I can do that. And no worries, man. It was an extra stock I could look at. Why not? You know what I mean? It be like that sometimes. That's okay, Julian. No worries. No worries. Alex Martinez says, I am the captain now. Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now. Yes. I love that. I love that movie. I love that movie. I love that movie. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, guess that movie. Guess that movie. What is the movie where the guy says, look at me. I am the captain now. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what that movie is. Name that movie. All right, let's see here. All right. Let's take a look at PLRZ. PLRZ. All right, give me 1 second. 1 second. Right there. Just gotta fix something up here. All right. All right. So let's see here. So PLRZ as of now is currently very, very choppy on a bit. Moving up, but it is very, very choppy. So as of now, PLRZ has very, very low volume, as is currently down 0.13%. Julian says Madagascar? No. Nope. That's not it. That's not it. Nope, not Madagascar. Not Madagascar. I'll give you a hint. It was a movie made in 2013. All right, there we go. So, let's see here. So, we got for this stock right here, currently it is very, very choppy, on a bit of an uptrend, but still very, very choppy. A lot of indecisive wicks on it, low volume. I can tell just by looking at it. Let's take a look at the volume of this stock right here. Float is 1 million and change. Volume is 573. Even, like 573. That's it. So as of now, this is very low volume stock. PLRZ, very low on the volume. It is above the VWAPA. I'll give it credit there. And even then, it looks like it's pulling below that VWAP. So we got that going on right there. Looks like it's got that going on right there. So yeah, needs to break above the VWAP and needs to break that choppiness. It needs a lot of volume. So PLRZ. All right, PLRZ needs to break the VWAP, but it needs to stay above that VWAP and needs a lot of volume. All right, so PLRZ needs a lot of volume there. That's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. Wheel said CMCT. CMCT. All right, let's take a look at CMCT. All right, so CMCT as of now has a 861,000 float. Volume is currently, hold on, 2 million. So the float is extremely low, but the volume is higher than the float. The float is very, very low, but there is a massive price spike going on here. So CMCT does have a nice price spike going on here. It is up 47% so far. 47%. 47%, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we got going on right there. So as of now, CMCT is up 50% and climbing, up 53%, 55%. 56% and climbing. So right now it's got a bit of a price spike going on here. 60%. CMCT is moving. So we got that going on right there. Again, the float is a bit low, 861,000. But it is parabolic. That's the sound of parabolic. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of money. Yes. All right. 64%. 64%. All right. Currently climbing 66%. CMCT climbing right now. CMCT price spike 66% right there. There we go. CMCT price. Oh, hold on. Price spike up 66%. There we go. There we go. All right. Alex Martinez says it was a great movie, one of his best. Yes, but what was the name of the movie? Very good movie. Very good movie. I actually watched it when I was younger, in high school. So, that's the thing. Look at me. I am the captain now.
That's the thing with Tom Hanks.
Well, there you go. There's your hint. There's another hint for you. Tom Hanks was in the movie. Yes. All right. BCJC just says CMCT just made some moves. Yes, it did. It did. It's up 69. Nice. 69%. 69% right now. CMCT up 69% and climbing. Up 69% and climbing. There we go. All right. Alex asks, what do you think of the double top on SXTP? SXTP. Alex says, I didn't want to spoil it for other members. I watched it maybe 2-3 weeks ago. It's okay. It's okay. You could do it. After all, it's a game for everybody. Anybody can answer the question. I don't know what you win. You might not win anything, but I mean, I mean, it's there. You get bragging rights, I guess, for being the movie man. The movie man. All right, let's see here. SXTP. Looks like SXTP curled off the descending wedge and then kind of formed another a bit of a pennant over here because it kind of just went back over here. So we got that going on. Yeah. All right. SXTP looks like it formed a bit of a pennant. A little bit of a pennant going on over there, but other than that, not looking too schmexy there. SXTP needs to break the pennant right there. A little bit of a double top on it as well. So, I mean, I'm not a big fan of double tops. I'm a fan of the double bottoms.
Bottom, baby.
Yeesh. I
Bottom.
like the bottom tails.
CMCT moving.
Oh my, CMCT moving.
Little movation.
Oh my.
Oh, migration.
Alex Martinez is captain. Yes, captain. All right. Yeah, okay. All right. You're close. Alex Martinez says, I didn't want to spoil it for the other members. I watched it maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah, don't worry about it, man. You basically, I mean, it's just a game of name that movie. You know what I mean? Just a game of name that movie. Yeesh. So as of now, currently, CMCT is moving. Well, was moving. Had a nice high of 69%. Nice. But as of now, currently, it needs to remain friends with the trend. So CMCT needs to remain friends with the trend. Let's see about PSQH. PSQH needs to break the pennant right there. Needs to break the pennant over here and stay above that VWAP. PSQH needs to break the pennant and the VWAP. Actually, no. Yeah, actually, never mind. It just needs to break the pennant and stay above the VWAP. Stay above the VWAP. That's what we got going on right there. PSQH. Let's take a look at IOBT. IOBT. Let's see. Little bit of an uptrend going on there. Had a little bit of movement.
ABCD pattern on CMCT.
Oh my.
ABCD.
ABCD.
1 minute.
Yeesh.
Needs volume.
Yeesh. IOBT needs to break the pennant and the VWAP. IOBT needs to break the pennant and the VWAP. And which one was it that you were?
CMCT.
Yeah, CMCT. Oh my. CMCT. Oh my. Has a bit of a double top right there. Actually, a little bit of a resistance point right there. A little bit of resistance at the 489 mark. 489. Actually, no, excuse me. 488. Has a bit of resistance at the 488 mark. Has to break that resistance line as well.
It's pushing.
Oh, let's see.
Pumping, it's pumping.
Oh my. 70%. 70%.
Come on, baby.
70%. Very nice. Very nice.
Show Papi Chulo some love.
Great success.
$5. Break the $5.
87%.
Break it.
It broke $5. 96%.
Break it.
Yeesh. Yeesh.
Woo, baby, what's up?
You alright?
Woo.
You got a little,
Let's go, baby.
got a little passionate there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my.
That's what I'm talking about.
You got a little passionate there. That was 97% move.
$5.82.
CMCT ran up 97% right there. Could have sworn I saw 97%.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, my.
Let's go, baby.
Woo! Yeesh. CMCT up 90, ran up 97%, broke the high of day. Oh, my. Whoop, whoop. There we go. Wow.
Holy shamole.
Wow.
Holy
Wow.
Holy macaroni.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Right there.
Baby, baby. Baby, baby.
Oh, my.
Oh, migration.
Oh, migration.
Oh, my.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes, yes, yes.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Wow. All right. So currently, CMCT ran up a nice 97%. Needs to break that high a day right there. Let's get some support and resistance lines for it. Some support and resistance lines for it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Right there and right there. Needs to break 580. Needs to break that 580 mark right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Yeesh. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 1,000. 1,000 right there. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Let's get a share party going right there. Also has to break above this resistance line right over meow at the 531 mark right over here. Needs to break 531 for it to be somewhat schmexy to meow. All right. It looks like it's climbing its way on up slowly but surely. 86% now.
Oh, migration.
It's trying to climb back up. Trying to curl. 87% now. Oh, my. Oh, my. All right. All right, all right, all right.
All right.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. CMCT. Up 81%. 81%. There we go. Oh, my. It's pulling back a little bit. All right. So, we'll see what happens with CMCT. We'll see what happens with it. We shall see. We shall see. All right. HCTI. HCTI. All right. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Dinero.
Chava, baby.
Chava, chava, chavo. Okay. Julian says no FOMO. No FOMO. Yes, no FOMO. We don't need the FOMO. No FOMO. FOMO, no. FOMO bad. All right. FOMO. No FOMO. FOMO bad. No fear of missing out. Yeesh. HCTI. HCTI. Looks like it's still on that descending wedge right there. Can it curl? Can it break that descending wedge? Can it curl? HCTI. HCTI. Can it curl and break the VWAPA? And that descending wedge, obviously. Julian says, I almost bought it 470. Nah, yeah, no. No. It's okay. No need for FOMO. No need for FOMO. No need for FOMO. That is, there's always going to be another one. I mean, we already called quite a few. IOTR, we called this, which ran up 204%. SXTP, 198%. HCTI, 135%. NITO, 86%. AREB, 77%. RAYA, RAYA, 70%. FEDU 56%, ROLR 53%, OGEN 48%. So, yeah, we got that going on, ladies and gentlemen. We got that going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, that is what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. So, as of now, what are the stocks we got? Let's take a look at SXTP. SXTP ran up 198%. Let me refresh this over here. All right, so looks like it's curling off the pennant slightly. Slightly curling off the pennant, SXTP. A slight curl off the pennant, testing the resistance line. Testing. SXTP. Slight curl off the pennant. Needs to break the resistance line. There we go. That's what we got going on right there. IOTR needs to break that pennant right there. Needs to break the pennant. There we go. Julian asks for JAGX. JAGX. All right. JAGX currently on the uptrend right now. Is currently on an uptrend right now. Yes, CAPT moving. Ha! Ain't that funny? CAPT moving. All right. But JAGX, yes, definitely one of those stocks that, yeah, it's down 0.04%. It is on an uptrend, needs more volume, though. So JAGX on an uptrend, but needs volume. JAGX on an uptrend, but needs volume. So you got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. All right. CAPT looks like it's trying to climb a little bit there. Looks like it's moving up on some, yeah, a little bit extended, moving up on low volume too. CAPT moving up on low volume. Ironic. CAPT moving up on low volume. Julian says that's funny. Yeah, I think so. It's up 40% now, though. I'll give it that. It is up 40%. Look at me. I am the captain now. Where is that line from, ladies and gentlemen? Where's my answer? Tell me. You know, if you know where it's from, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat and win bragging rights. There we go. Put it in the chat, win some bragging rights. Up 51%. I know the answer.
I know the answer.
Ah. Oh, wow, Coach. Coach cheated. Wow. 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 At least he's honest about it. Wow. CAPT moving. Now formed a bit of a top tail. We don't like the top tails. We like the bottom tails. But CAPT was moving up nicely, ladies and gentlemen. Moved up nicely. Now it looks like it's pulling back. Again, it's moving on low volume, so it's right there. But yeah, CAPT moving on some low volume. Which is funny, by the way. It's very funny. Very, very funny. All right. Moving. Let's see here. What are the stonks we got here? All right. So as of now, let's take a look at SXTP. 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 Let's get some support resistance lines. Actually, no, not that. We need to just get refreshed. Refresh. Refresh. Okay. Looks like it's climbing off that pennant right there slightly. Slightly climbing off the pennant right there. Right there, right there, right there. SXTP slightly trying to climb off that pennant right now. SXTP trying to climb above the pennant. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. All right, SXTP up 181%. Had a high of 198%. So we got that going on right there. All right. So SXTP currently on the move upward, up 190%. Has to break that 198% high. Looks like it's testing the high of day right now. Testing the high of day. Come on now. SXTP testing the high of day. Testing the high of day right now. Testing the high of day. SXTP testing the high of day. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. SXTP tested the high of day. Yeah, she needs to break that little bit of resistance right over here at the 595 mark. All right, all right, all right. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see what we got going on. All right, let's see. Let's see here. SXTP 196. Oh my. SXTP did hit 196 apparently. So it did at one point hit it. So, can it break above it? We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got. CMCT. Let's see. CMCT needs to break that pennant right over here. Needs to break that pennant. Needs to break above the VWAPA. Needs to break this little double top that it formed right over here at the 476 mark, right over here. We got that going on right there. Needs to break that double top. Needs to break the double top. Yesh, yesh, yesh. CMCT needs to break the double top and the pennant as well as the VWAPA. Yesh. CMCT needs to break those things right there. Let's see what we got in terms of requests, because we get some requests from here and there. Let me check what the requests are, because I got a couple of them now. Hold on, hold on. Let's see, let's see, let's see. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's see. All right. And let's see. Let's see, what do we got here? What do we got? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. There it is. CMCT, by the way, broke the VWAPA. Broke the VWAPA. Broke the VWAPA. All right. Let's see here. All right. So, there we go. All right, let's take a look at the requests here. Someone requested RR. All right, sure, I guess. RR. RR? All right, let's see here. Yeesh. All right, RR. On the uptrend right now, slightly. On a slight uptrend right now, but let's take a look at the float. Number one is up 4%. Not really much to go on there. Float is 172.6 million. Volume. And then the float, actually no, 172 million float, and then the volume is 1.5 million. So the float is extremely heavy, volume is extremely low, not a lot going on there. Does it have any news at all whatsoever? 13G was filed. Meh. Not looking too schmexy there. RR. Now it looks like it's pulling back as well, too. So it's got that going on right there. Not looking too schmexy. Not looking too schmexy. Let's see here. RR needs to break the pennant. Needs to break the pennant right here. 5 minutes till the bell. RR needs to break. Needs a lot of volume and to break the pennant right there. Now, I mean, I will give it credit where credit's due. It is above the VWAP, but other than that, and not schmexy. Julian says that was sus, just up 100K and dumps. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sometimes these stocks do that. Sometimes they do it. Sometimes they just pop up and then they drop down. Sometimes that's what they do. Yeah, sometimes they do that, man. All right, let's take a look over here. IOTR. Let's take a look at IOTR. IOTR looks like it's trying to curl slightly. Slightly trying to curl a little bit off this little pennant right here. Looks like it's trying to curl off the pennant and break the VWAP a little bit. IOTR curling off the pennant and trying to move towards the VWAPA IOTR. As of now, that's what we got going on right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see. What other stocks we got? PSQH. Let's take a look at PSQH. PSQH. Try to stretch here. Give me a second. 1 second. All right. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see. SXTP. Let's take a look at SXTP. SXTP. Man. Still needs to hold the support line. SXTP. SXTP needs to hold the support line. Alex Martinez says, I never trust the first few candles, and I always try to wait for pullback and a confirmation on the uptrend. In the ideal world, always, I make some irrational decisions. It is a smart thought process, though, Alex. I'll give you that. It is very, very smart. Very, very smart. All right, HCTI. Looks like it's trying to move off the descending wedge a little bit, but it still has a ways to go before it even gets to that VWAP. So, HCTI trying to curl off the descending wedge. There we go. HCTI trying to curl off the descending wedge. Let's see what else they got. ANEL. Julian said, Gree got me like, yeah, no, I get it. Don't worry. I get it. ANEL, low volume, needs volume. ANEL. Choppy. Needs volume. Bless you, DBL moms. Bless you, bless you. Let's see here. What else we got? We got one less than a minute till the bell make the ringy dingy. Yeah, the bell made the ringy dingy. It made the wee woo. Yes, sir. All right. So, yeesh. 8:30. Or 9:30, excuse me. 9:30. It's 9:30 now. 9:30. Yes, sir. Julian says about to go back to bed. Hey, look, I mean, it be like that sometimes. It do be like that sometimes. Julia said, man, I'm about to go back to bed. Wow. Well, don't worry, man. There's always going to be another stonk out there. There's always going to be another one. No worries. Always going to be another stonk out there. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on. ANEL, by the way, very, very, just random price spike. Just random price spike on low volume. I'll just write ANEL, random price spike on low volume. There we go. ANEL, price spike on very low volume. Right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? SXTP. Oh my. Up 257%. 258. 280. 286. Yes. 286, ladies and gentlemen. 286% on SXTP. 286% on SXTP broke the high a day. 286% SXTP broke the high of day, up 286%. 286%. There we go. 286% right there. SXTP broke that high of day. 286% right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. Looks like it's climbing. Looks like it's trying to curl back up for another one. Looks like it's trying to test that high day once more. Right there. SXTP. Looks like it's trying to climb that high day right there. 288% right there. Yes, sir. 290. 290. 290. P90. Yes. 290. All right.
Come on.
Ooh. There it goes. SXTP ran up 290% right there. Julian says it's 6:30 a.m. here. Ah, there you go, brother. SXTP up 290% right there. Shot up like a rocket, and we called it.
Let's go, baby.
Oh.
Push on up, baby.
Could it be trying it again? Could it be trying it again?
Catch it while it's hot. Catch it while it's hot.
Yes.
Come on, baby. Push up.
Come on now. Is it trying?
Show some love. Show some love.
Let's see.
Oh, it's
Oh my.
Oh my.
It's testing it. It's testing that high.
Testing. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Show love.
All right.
Show love.
It's trying over there.
Show thing.
Eh. Wow.
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 Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
IOTR up 139% right now. All right. Well, we already got that, but we're taking a look at SXTP here. 279, 280. Come on now.
Show love.
Come on.
Come on, baby. Don't fade.
All right.
Don't fade. Squeezy, squeezy.
Nice and easy.
Come on, fella.
All right, all right, all right. There we go.
Come on, come on, come on.
Yeesh.
Squeezy, squeezy.
Nice and easy. Looks like it's pulling back a little bit, though, because there's a bit overbought on the RSI. Has resistance at 753. SXTP, nice run, but pulling back a little bit. Needs to break the resistance line. SXTP needs to break the resistance line. So we got that going on right there. ANPA has ANPA holding up. Low volume, very choppy, not looking schmexy. ANPA moved up on low volume. There we go. There we go. USGG. Let's see here. USGG. Same deal. Low volume. Moving up on some low volume there. USGG. Moving up on low volume. All right. All right, all right, all right. So, as of now, USGG is currently moving its way on up on some very, very low volume. Not looking schmexy to me. Let's see how other stocks are doing here. IOTR needs to break that VWAP. Man. All right. So, as of now, IOTR looks like it's trying. Looks like it's trying and failing to break that VWAP right now. IOTR needs to break that VWAP. IOTR needs to break that VWAP. Right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. HCTI. All right. has news that the healthcare triangle shares are trading higher after the company announced it has entered into a definitive agreement with Tayam AI. So as of now, it is kind of consolidated below the VWAP HCTI consolidated.
SXTP moving.
All right. HCTI consolidation. All right. What's going on with SXTP now?
Moving.
SXTP. Oh my. Looks like it's trying to climb back a bit.
It's testing the higher day, baby.
SXTP trying to test the higher day.
Testing.
Needs to break that. Needs to break that resistance at 753.
Testing, baby.
Needs to break that resistance at 753. Can it do it?
Break the resistance.
Can it break that resistance?
The revolution. Come on, baby.
The revolution.
Let's go, baby. Break it. Come on now. Come on now. Don't give up. Come on. Come on. Don't be a teaser. Teasing doubles teasing.
It is teasing.
It's a teaser.
It plays with my emotions. It's playing with my emotions.
I don't know.
I don't like it.
I want it to go. $8. Come on.
Consistency asks for ERIE.
Come on.
ERIE. Let's take a look at ERIE. All right. Very choppy. Very choppy with low volume. Needs volume to actually move up. So
ABCD bull pattern. Come on, baby.
ERIE needs volume. ERIE needs a lot of volume. Indecisive wicks. ERIE needs volume to stay above the VWAP. All right, let's see what else we got. CHKP on a bit of a move up, but again, very low volume and very gappy. CHKP gappy with low volume. CHKP gappy with low volume. There we go. So as of now, those two stocks need volume for them to be so much schmexy to me. Volume love. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash. The moolah, the loots, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, also, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash. The moolah, the loots, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, also, to top it off, you get access to our amazing scanners, which show the ticker, the price, the volume, the float, whether the stock went up or down, the price change, and also the percentage change, and to top it off, what time the stock was shown. A lot of hyperlinks that also lead to the stocks for more information, such as charts, news, etc. You also get access to the newsroom, which basically gives you access to basically everything pertaining to stock market news. You get access to small article synopses. You get access to hyperlinks to read the full article, and you also get access to the tickers that are affected by the news within said article and more information on said ticker. So you got that going on right there. And also, ladies and gentlemen, if you get the Wealth Builder package, you get all that and more by basically getting some extra, what's it called? You get extra content right there. I'm talking, you get extra picks. You get Wealth Builder exclusive picks. You get Wealth Builder exclusive content, behind the scenes content, access to our scripts, and you also get access to a 500 plus video course on how we trade and what works best for us, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, very, very, very cool. What do you think, DB? Mom's very cool?
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
All right. So, yeah, be sure to check that out, ladies and gentlemen. And also be sure to check out our YouTube channel at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money, where we do lots of live streaming, lots of videos, lots of stock reviews, stock analysis, and to top it off, lots and lots of shorts. You can find us on x.com, aka Twitter, at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Be sure to like us on Twitter. Be sure to repost us on Twitter. All right. We do lots of live streams there, lots of videos, lots of stock analysis, all sorts of cool stuff as well. We also got the Twitch at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money, where we do lots of live streaming. We got Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. All right, and you got TikTok, Tiki Taki, aka the Tac Tac. The Tac Tac. You can find us there at DBL Nicks. At DBLNICKS. And the screen name is Coach Nick Money. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Much love. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. I hope all your dreams and aspirations come true. It's Double Nicks. I love you guys, and I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Sometimes she likes to regular ski. Other times she gets shot out the cannon and she goes, whee! Other times she likes to go to Arby's and watch videos of puppies and kitties. Sometimes she'll go to Mickey D's. Sometimes she'll go to Wendy's. Sometimes she'll go to Burger King. And other times she'll still steal my lo mein. We call her DVM Moms. Yes, she goes into the stock market and she'll find them ABCDs. She's called IOTR, NITO, and SXTP. Again, we call her DVM Moms. I had to put some rhymes in there. All right, anyways, but that's pretty much it from me. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you guys at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our show. Coming up next, Power Plays, a show hosted by the legend himself, Coach Nick Money, as he traverses the stock market pre-power hour and gives his honest reviews, stock analysis, and other thought processes in terms of the stock market. And then after that, what he does is he basically goes into the play portion of the show and gets some dubs on Fortnite for the community. Yeesh. So, that's what we got going on right there. That is called Power Plays. And you'll see it on YouTube, x.com, and Twitch, all of which are at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. You can find them exclusive there. At 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, more episodes of Power Plays, hosted by the legend Coach Nick Money. Now, take care of yourselves, everybody. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon.